Hi, everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new live stream. And I think almost the first, is it the first or second live stream of 2023? I haven't done one for a few weeks, literally a few weeks now. I think maybe 3 or 4 weeks even. Please let me know in the chat if you're getting the picture quality okay, if the sound is okay. I've moved my microphone slightly from where it was in other streams. And you also might notice a slightly different background as well. So I wonder if anyone might notice that. Again, let me know in the chat. I just want to thank the first person who commented there. No Clot Shot. It's kind of an interesting name. Thank you for the first comment. Just talking about Samsonite, basically. I trying to come up with kind of a topic for the live streams. Generally, we probably won't talk about it, and we'll go off topic very easily. But I thought it was kind of interesting to just talk about it. It came up as a comment in a previous video that I did, where I showed the Samsonite, well, what was the Samsonite store in Moscow is now called Suitcase Pro instead of Samsonite. So, and I just thought it was interesting. I'll kind of touch on it a little bit more in a minute. I'll just say a few hellos. Again, if you want to say hellos in the chat, you can. If you want to stay anonymous, that's completely fine as well. I'm completely okay with it either way. Oh, Anapa. Hello, William. How's it going? Not too far away. Well, kind of, but still not too far away. Bearbull Cruising. Hello. I've got a carnival shirt on today. You might be happy to see. These are my stay home t-shirts. I can't wear them when I leave the house. They've got to be only worn when I'm at home. So also, Bearbull, thank you for being a channel member. I appreciate your, what do you call that? Like your membership, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know what I'm saying there. Sound the video is okay. Thank you, William. That's very nice. Alex, hello. Здравствуйте. Just in case you're not aware, I don't read or speak Russian. So if you are typing in Russian, no problems at all. Ideally, talk to each other. Hopefully, it's all nice things that you're saying. I can't read Russian. So if you're typing something about a question or something, I'm sorry. If you can maybe use Google Translate, or if someone else can basically translate for you, it'll be very helpful. I'm sorry, even though I am here in Russia, in Moscow, I'm actually in Moscow region. There's basically a kind of a ring that encompasses Moscow. Then there's the outside area, which is called Moscow region. Spand, hello. How's it going? Igor in Russia, hello. There's lots of channels now that are created. I noticed like Igor from Russia, Dima from Russia, Anna from Russia. There's all these in Russia channel names. So Igor, welcome. New kitchen, where are we? Lena, yes. Now, if you've been watching the past videos on the channel as I put them on there, it may make a little bit of sense. I wonder if you watched the two apartment tours that I did. Did anybody watch the two different ones? Then the quality is more important than the name. Yes, I think we're talking about the Samsonite luggage. Yeah, sorry. By the way, I am looking down. I have set the camera at my eye level, but then the chat ends up being a little bit down on me looking at eye level, if that makes sense. So, Lucifer, hello. Jacob in St. Petersburg, hello, by the way. I know that you're in our YouTuber group that we created. Lucifer, hello. Ooh, South Carolina, Billy, how's it going? I see the background has changed. Did you change your apartment? Yes, we did. I'll get onto that as well. I'll just got to get through a few of the hellos first, and then we'll talk about a few things going on. I see the back. Yes. So yeah, Alex, the background has changed. No more yellow walls. No more green kitchen. Hello from Bashkortostan. Oh, Bashkia. My wife is also from Ufa. So, and we were there last year in summertime visiting. So yes, carnival t-shirt. Yes. That's one of the cruise ships that I worked on. If anyone doesn't know, I worked on cruise ships for almost 20 years. And this is one of the shirts that they give you to kind of wear when you're at work. I was working in the shops. We were actually selling these. So Igor's been Igor from Russia since 2019. Yeah, the OG. Yes. Yeah, there's kind of like who's the first and then who's the next. And there's a lot of YouTubers that have the same name. So Pirate Craggy, where have you been? Hello. Thank you for the super chat. That's very, very kind of you. How's it going? Yes, I'm doing very well. We're in a new apartment, you might notice. So yeah, we've, if anyone does watch the channel and watches the consecutive videos, sorry if I'm just moving around. We moved apartments now. It's probably about 3 weeks ago. We kind of had about 4 or 5 days where we were kind of in limbo with things, with moving from one to the other. We're in the same building. So if you've watched the 2 videos, it does make sense. So basically what happened was we signed and leased this place, or rented this place, I guess. And then I made a video while it was empty. And that was one video on the channel. Did really, really well, by the way. It done a ton of views and a million billion comments. And then we moved all our stuff from the other apartment to this one. Then I made a video of the other apartment where we moved out of as an empty for rent apartment. Obviously, this was for rent and that was for rent. So it made complete sense. The couple that we were renting from, they were so nice about us moving. My wife even invited them over for coffee here, for tea. They wanted to come and have a look around. They hadn't seen the videos, obviously. So everybody wants to see our bathroom and our jacuzzi that we have in here. Whoever, obviously, we met the owner of this property when we were signing the paperwork. So he obviously overdid it a little bit with some of the construction. But Pirate Craggy, thank you for the super chat. So by the way, Pirate Craggy, oh, can we not see? Oh, gosh, just here. Now, if I just see if I can move the camera a tiny bit. I don't think we can see it, can we? What are we doing here? Oh, it's the other way. Sorry, everybody. I'm now distracted, but that's my usual live stream distraction. This right here is a built-in oven and built-in microwave. So we have a microwave and an oven. And over here is a dishwasher built in, which we haven't used the dishwasher yet because we need to buy dishwasher tablets. Like the whatever you call them. I think they're called tablets. So, hi, hello. So yeah, thank you. Obviously, things like super chats obviously go a long way towards making things like this happen. I have also, if you notice in the pinned comments, there is the options for donating to the channel, donation alerts. They don't pop up on the screen. If anyone is Russian and watch live streams, some people have it set up to pop up on the screen. I've got literally a little sidebar set up over here, which you can't see, but I can see if anyone does a donation alert straight away. Obviously, super chats come right onto the screen. But then there's also buy me a coffee. I've got it's buy me a Coke. Most people know I don't drink coffee. So, and SberBank, which is my Russian bank account. A lot of people like to do bank-to-bank transfer in Russia. So that's set up as well. Pretty much where there's super chats and things like that and money that's given to the channel. I always sort of say about the donations that are locally done, it pays for my bus fare and my train or metro fare to go make another video. Pays for me to have lunch when I go out. So even though I don't tend to put me having lunch on the videos, if you watch the last video that I put on the channel a couple of hours ago, maybe someone's watched that. I just point out the food court briefly, and I went to Franklin Burgers for lunch. It's my new burger place. It's still a fast food chain, but they're much nicer burgers, much nicer bread, much nicer sauces. So that was my lavish spending for the day was, oh, the camera's slightly off height now. Come on. Ooh, the other way. That's better. Oh, that's too much. Sorry. So yeah, thank you if anyone is doing donations to the channel. I did also notice on a video yesterday or the day before, some people did what's called super thanks, which are kind of donations that you can put on a video that you're watching that's not live, for instance. So, yes. Hey, yes, you watch them both. Yes. So this is the new apartment now. It's essentially what we call it in Russia. They call them a 2-room apartment. They tend to count this, what would be a lounge room, as a room, and then a bedroom as a room. And this apartment here, essentially this open space between here and the kitchen, the wall's been removed. If you watch the videos, it makes more sense. I kind of show them empty. So it's very nice open plan. We've actually got a sofa. We've got a TV. And it kind of really feels like a house now. Although it's an apartment, we're on the 13th level. I talked about that in the video. Alberta, hello, big guy. Hello from Alberta, Canada. Pretty sure that would be Canada. Hope everyone's good. Yes. So I'm good. My wife is now. So yeah, so through these doors goes to the hallway. And then there's a separate bedroom. Literally, there's a bedroom and it has a door to a little balcony. And then there's another balcony over here. The apartment's basically on both sides of the building. So we're still in the same building, though. I know that makes weird sense, but if you follow the videos and you follow me on the live streams, it makes a bit of sense. I love the apartment tours. Thank you, Billy. Yes. So yeah, it was kind of arranged, but not arranged, if that makes sense. We had the keys to both places. I really would like to do more of them. We just need to find a very willing, travel agent, real estate agent, who would be willing to let us go on a bit of a tour of some places. You guys saying hello to each other? Christine from Wisconsin. Oh, hi, Christine from Wisconsin. Maybe, I'm not sure. Some are worth the brand, some things are not. I have bought cheaper products superior to the more expensive brands. Yeah, look, I've got a Samsonite luggage myself, which I've had now for, gosh, it would have to be 10 years. I mean, I've traveled a lot with it over the years, to and from the cruise ships, to and from Russia, to and from Australia. And I did pay a lot of money for it at the time. I mean, a lot of money. It's very hard to kind of put a yardstick on what's a lot of money, right? But, you know, you pay good money for Samsonite luggage. I know this is titled about Samsonite luggage, but I mean, that luggage has seen me through a lot of trips, and I intended to buy a better quality one, knowing it has to survive a lot more trips. And it has, you know, so I was working in the onboard duty-free shops. I was selling the liquor and tobacco. So if you've been on a cruise before, you'll know there's shops on board, you know, perfume, watches, jewelry, souvenirs. And then there's a liquor and tobacco section with the duty-free alcohol. And also sundries like, you know, headache tablets, some candy, lollies, sweets. So yeah, I was doing that for a lot of years till COVID. And then it kind of came to a bit of a screeching halt. Good evening from Moscow. How are you doing? Can you tell something about yourself that you might find is necessary for a YouTube community? I think most people maybe know a lot of things about me, Artur. I think from watching other live streams. I'm married. We've been married now 5 years. My wife is from Ufa. We met in Thailand on holiday. I might have repeated these a few times before, but you might be catching up. We were in Australia, well, not last year now, the year before, for about a year and a half. We were in Australia together. My wife has Australian residency. Likewise, I have Russian residency, where I have a visa to live here. Yeah, so we can both freely come and go if we wish. Obviously, we're here now. We've kind of settled in this place. I hope that answers most questions. Здравствуйте, Russell. Have a nice stream. Thank you, Uga. Thank you. Здравствуйте, I can read. Lacey, hello. How's it going? We've subscribed to your channel. Super interesting videos from your perspective. Thank you. Where are Danny and Will? Yeah, you're very welcome. Sorry, again, if I'm not looking at the camera right up here, I'm reading the comments down there. I feel if I put the camera up and the chat to my level, then I'm still watching it slightly off. So I don't know how streamers do it, where they've got that perfect eye level where they can read the comments and also look at the camera. We'll stay in Claremont. Oh, Claremont, kind of a fancy area. It's an older area compared to a lot of the suburbs of Perth. I know Claremont very well. My wife would know Claremont as well. But yes, I know it. Not too far from the train line that goes from Fremantle to Perth as well. Wow, that's pretty cool. Did someone say microwave? Yes, pirates. Microwave is on the wall. My wife loves it, by the way. She doesn't know why we never had one for so many years, especially here in Russia. The kitchen that's here is actually kind of a bespoke Italian-made kitchen. We had to kind of have a look for some things underneath the kitchen and behind. There's LED lights as well. And when I started searching for the switches, we found all the made in Italy stickers all over the place. So pretty sure that it's a very fancy microwave and a fancy oven. It's doing very well so far. So yes, sneaky. Yes, making apart videos while moving. It's cheating. It is a little bit. Yes. That's why I didn't also want to make a thing about it. Like, this is where we live. This is where we lived. This is where we've moved out of. This is where we're moving into. I could have obviously done that in the video. But I kind of wanted to do two separate videos of two separate places. I mean, the biggest probably feedback from the first video, which got a ton of views, is the word typical. And the word typical seems to be a little bit controversial, let's say. Russell, and that microwave, yes. Oh my God, yes. Yes, this was talked about a lot when I first started live streaming. So is this the place with the massive washroom? Yes, it is. Purum. Yes, it's crazy big. It's actually too big, to be very, very honest. I did notice the floor plans of this apartment on another one that's for sale in the building. And essentially they took down a wall where there was a separate, basically a separate toilet and separate toilet and bathroom. And then most of the people that have the separate toilet for this layout would have their washing machine in that toilet space, because it's kind of a very big toilet space. And the bathroom would be more reasonably sized, but the guy knocked down the wall. Also, this wall's not here. On most apartments, this wall would be here as well. It's not a supporting wall, so it can be removed. And then there would be another wall. There'd be another wall over here. Well, you can't see it behind the wall. And that's been blocked up to make you kind of come through this way. That makes all that sense. Thank you again, Pirate, for another super sticker. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, anybody that does donation alerts, I'll happily read them out as well if they come up. I'm pretty sure I've got it set up so I can see them. So if you're in Russia, that's obviously an easier way. Most people in Russia now can't use things like super chats or donations or whatever way that you would normally donate to live streamers. So yes, thank you. It's very appreciated. Also, when it goes from pounds to dollars, it's actually more money too. So if that really makes any sense, it's actually a positive. So between nations, you not only do ruse, but also bring a mutual understanding and peace to the world. I think you're saying Billy, but maybe you mean Russell. But unless you're talking about somebody else who's called Billy, I'm not sure. Again, Valvo, I can't read Russian, so if you do put something in Russian, I'm sorry. Take a video about the service. About the service. There are no such services abroad. I don't know what EMI is, or services about the services. I really don't know what that is. If you can tell me what it is literally, then I'll know what it is really. How do you find learning the Russian language? Very difficult, to be very honest. I'm struggling to learn more Russian than what I already know. Oh, there we go. See, it's working. Hello from Ekaterinburg. Thank you for your videos. It's very kind to listen to English speech. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you also for donation alerts. I can't read your first name, which is very bad of me. But if I just pull up this one with my mouse. Oh, Valery. Valery. Thank you, Valery. That's very nice of you to send a donation alert. I like actually how the donation alerts thing's set up, because it's there is another program which not the one that I'm using, puts it right up on screen as you're streaming, and it would actually read out the actual comment. There's like a voiceover that reads it out, but I've not managed to set that up yet. So all looking good. Microwave dream has come true. Yes, more for my wife. I've used it maybe once or twice, but my wife uses it way more than I do. It's kind of a godsend, really, especially for the fact we didn't have a way to warm up food or to reheat food or anything that we'd cooked. So Galaxy Rider, hello. What's up? Not a lot. Yeah, first live stream for a little while. Basically, I went into a bit of a rut. I know that's for about a week where I didn't film videos. I didn't feel like filming videos. I wouldn't say I ran out of ideas, but I just kind of struggled with what to do for a little while. We moved apartments. I've got my sort of desk set up back again here. I've actually got now kind of 2 desks. If anyone watches The Office, do you know Megadesk? If you watch The Office, you'll understand. I've kind of got Megadesk now, which my wife doesn't like because it's too many things on the desk now. You kind of can't see a few things that are here. Yardstick. Yes, the yardstick money. I'm not sure what that means, Galaxy, but maybe I've missed something. Glad to have a live stream from your new place. Yes, right behind me. Yeah, so this is, let me just spin this around. Galaxy Rider, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry, I know I like to read all the comments. And microwave popcorn for your new microwave. Yes, we've actually, we do need to get some more different types of popcorn. Now, we've tried 2 types so far. One that's a buttered one that's a, what was that? No, cheese one. Cheese and buttered. We've not had a classic salted one yet, but I'm going to have to go and look for, I need to go to a different supermarket to look for different brands of popcorn to kind of settle on one that we like. So yeah, thank you for the popcorn money. Really, honestly and truly, when you guys send things like super chats and donation alerts and things like that, it is quite literally for things like for going to make videos or to go and get popcorn. So I was just going to see if I go this way. So there's a little table over here. This little red box on the bottom was the, when I went to that beer shop to make the video, they didn't know I was coming, by the way. I kind of emailed and asked, I kind of sometimes ask permission now, can I film and things like that? And then afterwards, the guy's like, oh, thank you for the video. It's amazing. I want to send you some beer. And he sent me 3 packs of beer. Literally, it was like taxied to us. He paid far more for the taxi than the cost of the beer, let me say. So this is kind of the lounge room. Now, this camera is very good that it can spin around. So we can now sit on the sofa. We've got a couple of bean bags right there. And that was our lamp from, this is the only thing we brought from the other place, is this lamp. My wife's had this for years. It's one of those IKEA ones. And that's the windows looking out of the place. Ooh, sorry, that's a very fast spin around. I think, are you in Prelivka as well? Archangel, I think that's a Prelivka, isn't it? When did you fall in love with Russia? I can imagine you did and understand why would. But still the question stands. I fell in love with a Russian lady, which is now my wife. I think that was the bit that I fell in love with. And then the first time we came, or I came to be with, first time I came to be here with Jen, so Jen basically invited me to come over here. I kind of fell in love at that point with Russia. Just everything's here. You know what I mean? I can do everything fairly normally to a point. If that makes sense, fairly normally. So yeah, I kind of fell in love with a Russian lady versus falling in love with Russia. Apartment tours of late, really good as well. Thank you. You do good stuff nonetheless, whatever it is. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Pirate. Yes, sorry. I'm reading the comment and then I'm not reading the name there. It's like Lego Thailand. It's like Legoland. Yes, Thailand. Yes, we're in Thailand. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Thank you again for donation alerts. Are you going to travel to other cities in Russia or just staying in Moscow? Maybe some cities have been already visited. We've only been to Ufa. If you go back to the very first videos on the channel, ideally, if you sort, you can't go back to the old videos any longer now. You can only sort by most popular. But if you kind of look at the least popular videos on the channel, there is some videos of us in Ufa. I made 4 or 5 videos. I wanted to film more, but I was a bit uncomfortable with my wife's family because they didn't really know what I was doing, filming things, right? So, Andy, hello. Hello, good to see you. James, hello. My mouse is now not liking me. Stop it, mouse. James Finlay. Hey, Russ, love your videos. Thank you. By the way, I wonder if anyone's watching the latest video. I feel like putting this live stream now is interrupting people watching the last video that I filmed. I filmed that yesterday, by the way. I went to Metropolis Shopping Mall. Metropolis, it's called. Thank you, Sebastian Sanchez. Sorry, again, I'm reading through the live stream chat. I'm a lot slower than other people are. Which suburb or metro is closest to your place? Now, the closest metro to me would be Salarevo, which is the Red Line South. It's about 5 stops from the end, but Salarevo or Solaris Shopping Center is the shopping center where you literally come out of from the metro. And then I take a marshrutka or a bus south down Kiev Highway or Kiev Kishusei to Aprelivka. From where I get out of the metro, it's about another 20, 25 minutes by bus to get to where I live here. So if anyone's in Moscow, they know the Red Line Metro. That's where yesterday when I went to Metropolis, my gosh, I got off at the wrong station because I was trying to meet up with a friend and we missed each other because he had to get to work. And I was meant to get off at Sportivnaya. Sportivnaya metro station, if you're not in Russia, not in Moscow, is the station where they have Luzhniki Stadium, which is the big stadium that they use for the Olympics and the World Cup. And it's got all the different other stadiums there as well. There's a gymnastics center, a boxing center. There's the swimming pool center. It's basically Luzhniki Olympic Park, I think they call it. So yeah, I got off at the wrong station to go to the shopping mall. I ended up at another station and having to take another metro. But I got there at the end. So the brand is important for electronics and clothing, but it is not important for food. That's interesting. I'm not a very big brand person, despite the fact I've got a Rode Australian microphone here made in Australia. By the way, it's on a box because I didn't set up the boom arm from when we moved. I've still got things in boxes over here. So I'll kind of agree with it for the electronics part because these are basically the better quality microphones. I can get a much cheaper one. And thanks to everybody who did do donations and did super chats at the time, basically paid for the setup here. I agree with that. Clothing, I'm not really a brand person at all. My wife will attest to that. She knows I shop at, when I was in Australia, in Kmart and Target and Big W, which is all of the very basic home stores in Australia. So I want to improve it. I started studying a year ago. I really like listening to British pronunciation. Thank you. Thank you. I hope it's easy to follow what I'm saying. I hope so anyway. Again, thank you, Valerie, for the 2 different donation alerts. It's very nice of you to do that. I'm not one person to kind of read out what people donated on donation alerts. I'm sorry. I know on super chats, it obviously comes up on the screen. It's pretty obvious. But for those ones, hello. Hello, Pavel. Hello. Are you going to learn Russian language someday? I'm learning a little bit. I'm not learning it by getting a teacher to teach me. I kind of learn it by listening or getting argued at by my wife or in conversation with people. Sorry, Alex, I can't read Russian. What are your thoughts about the channel Inside Russia? Have you ever watched it? What do you miss most about Australia? Inside Russia, I know Konstantin personally. I think you're talking about Konstantin's channel. He and I are friends. We lived, until he's now not in Russia at the moment, we lived 15 minutes from each other, literally up the road, up Kiev Highway. He lived 15 minutes from my house. So we met up a few times. We wanted to meet up a few more times. Obviously, things have happened since then. Yes. Very, very nice guy. Very, very nice guy. What you see on camera is what he is, what you get. I'm going to say probably he's a little bit funnier in real life. Probably he's a little bit more relaxed off camera. And he's more funnier. I don't know if that makes sense. What do I miss about Australia? Some of the foods. My mum's cooking. Getting in my car and driving somewhere. I don't have a car here, which I don't really need. But it would be nice just every now and again just to go for a drive on a Saturday or a Sunday somewhere. Oh, he's friends with Konstantin. Yes. Yeah, we chat on Telegram. Not as much now as we did before. We used to chat a lot more. I know he's a lot busier now. He's got a much bigger channel. He's got a lot more things to deal with. So, yes. Working in Chiswick was the best. Yes. Get back to work, man. Yes. That was kind of just a temporary thing. I would love to work there, though. I would, if there was one. There is one reasonably close to my house here, but not too close. There could be another one. I've told the guy at the time that he needs to open one in a Prelivka here. They're going to open a few hundred stores in Russia this year, like 200 or 300 stores. They seem to be very simple. Well, in terms of retail, they're quite simple projects to set up and copy and paste. So, it's great to see you with Aussie Spy at Gorky Park. Yes, we met. This was it last week now or the week before we met up? He literally had to come to Moscow just for the day to do some paperwork. And I went with him there briefly. We were kind of very briefly there. We had the whole day together. So yeah, we went for the walk in Gorky Park. The second video he's going to have come out in a few days' time. We were in Muzon Park, which is the park next to Gorky Park, where it's got a big ice sculpture display there. It was a bit of a shame with Gorky Park. The ice skating rink was closed. I guess Mondays, everything's closed. Must have been 2 Mondays ago. And then we went over to the beer place and did the beer video together. We were going to go to somewhere else, but I suggested the beer place and we were like, oh, let's go. No worries. And then we met another friend who's also got a YouTube channel. We met her for dinner and beers. That's why we only had one beer at that beer store. We were going to another beer bar close to where she worked. And they actually had taps on their wall in their cafe. I wish I took a photo of it. So there was 3 of us just sitting, drinking and chatting. And then he literally got on the train and went back to St. Petersburg that night. So my name is Real in Christine. My given name there are so many Christines. I use the word. Oh, I think we chatted before. I used the channel name Hi. It's short. I live in Wisconsin. I wasn't saying hi to Christine in Hawaii, but hi, Christine in Hawaii. Thank you. Sorry, I get what you're talking about. Want to improve my English. It's amazing. The review on Pitorichka is the best. Thank you, Mikhail. Yes. That's kind of part of the reason how the Chiswick thing came about, from me doing the Pitorichka video. And the guy from Pitorichka, who was in charge of the whole of Pitorichka, was kind of in shock by it, that it's not quite 1 million views yet, and how many thousands of comments it got. Are you going to travel to Russian provinces, far east of Siberia? Actually, Aussie Spy and I are talking about this, about maybe going on a train trip together, because it seems like on his channel, his train videos do very well. So, and I know my wife doesn't want to go anywhere on a train, so we're kind of talking about it. Let's see if it comes about or not. Sorry for skipping over Russian comments. Again, I can't read them. So I like seeing how people in Russia live in Russia. It's a lot different from here in the USA. Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of similarities, Billy, and there's a lot of very big differences. You know what I mean? people that live in remote areas in Russia, it would be like living in, remote areas in the United States, right? I mean, there's a lot of similarities and a lot of differences. I mean, extremes in weather as well. Samsonite is really good. Definitely overpriced. And it's second best. And it's second brand to American Tourister. Simply cheaper, but good quality and still several years. Yes. Right. Yeah, that's the other brand, right? They kind of under brand of it, I guess. Thank you for your videos. Your accent and pronunciation is very good. So I, as a non-native English speaker, can easily understand you and improve my learning English skills. Anna, thank you. I need to set up some way of doing like English lessons, or they call them English clubs here, I think, or speaking clubs. I should do a speaking club. What do you think of Dodo? We have one in the USA, but it closed last year. Yeah, Dodo Pizza is very nice. Literally, if I look out my window, we've got a local 24-hour pizza place, literally in the next apartment building. And I tend to go there purely because it's only 50 meters walk, like a 2-minute walk there. The Dodo we have is closer to town here. Now I'm pointing the other direction now. I don't have a window here. But yes, Dodo Pizza is very nice. Actually, at the shopping mall yesterday, not yesterday. The other day, I went to a different shopping center. There was Dodo Pizza at the shopping center, which you don't see very often. So again, thank you, Galaxy, for the super chat. Popcorn, yes, more popcorn. Niet pinilai по-русски. I'm sorry. Malenki or chut-chut по-русски. I'm sorry, I don't feel so well. Reason I'm a bit quiet. No worries. Yeah, I had actually another reason as well. I wasn't doing so well the last couple of weeks is I had an ear infection. I think so. The only last time I got an ear infection was when I was in Bali on holiday from swimming too much. And I think from going in the jacuzzi and going underwater, like not swimming, but this is what we joked with the doctor about, that I went swimming in the jacuzzi and I got an ear infection, or I got a blocked ear. And for 4 days, my ear was blocked and I wasn't feeling very, very well. It didn't hurt. It's just when you can't hear something and it's just ringing, that noise, that I was struggling for like 4 days. Would love to see you show us historical museums and other tourist areas through the vlogs. Yeah, the thing is, I'm not good with the history side of things and knowing about this building is from 1600, or this is from 1200, this is from 1900. I'm kind of good with supermarkets and shopping centers. I like going to kind of these different older places, and I kind of probably take for granted how old things really are, like my God, that's 500 years old. Australia's 200 years old, Do you like kettle popcorn? I do. You don't see it too much here, though. Now I'm looking at different popcorns in the shops. In Walmart, in Galveston, or in any Walmart, they have Werther's, the butterscotch candy. So there's a Werther's butterscotch popcorn. I don't know if it's actually kettle. I think it is kettle popcorn. But there's a Werther's butterscotch popcorn. Have a look it up. It's in Walmart for $3 a bag. But yes, that was nice of that man. Yes, thank you. I guess you're talking about people who are doing super chats. Yeah, again, Sebastian, thank you for €2. Oh, it's euros. Thank you. When I've done the videos where I've, put the price of something, like when I did the supermarket ones, I was putting it in euros, pounds, and dollars. Oh, thank you again, Pirate Cracker, from an inexpensive bowl for the popcorn for your microwave. Yeah, actually, they want the two that we've. Oh, yes. Oh, you can't. Is it on the counter? The one where we. If anyone follows me on Telegram, on the Telegram channel, I posted 2 times the photograph of us eating popcorn, watching a movie. So we basically sit on the sofa, and then we've got a beanbag each to put our feet on, and I put a movie on. I download movies and watch movies on TV. But the popcorn we just put in a Tupperware container. So yeah, we do need something a little bit more fancier. But yes, for certain I can get a different bowl for the popcorn. Hangul region. Дмитрий. Здравствуйте, Дмитрий. Дмитрий, очень приятно. I wonder if that's true or not. The British Embassy in Moscow rotates its employees every 2 years compared to every 4 for everywhere else because they tend to fall in love with Russia. Yeah, the embassy or the British Embassy in Moscow, it's not the most beautiful building. It's very out of place where it is. And there's a Dr. Watson. I don't know the other guy, Watson and Sherlock Holmes. There's a statue outside the front of the embassy. It opened my mind. Thank you. Has your accent changed after a while in Russia? I don't think so. I think it's more English or British than it is Australian because I tend to speak a little bit simpler English and not fast Australian where people don't understand me. Oh, you saw the new video. Thank you. Do you have a favorite metro station? I like Plochit Revoluce for the one where you can touch all the different statues. And I've done the video about that one. I like that purely because of that. Because if you go there and stand for about 15, 20 minutes between metros, it's interesting to see how many people do touch the statues for whatever good luck they want to get from each statue. And each one has a little bit of a different meaning for good luck or bad luck, I guess. And also I like Park Pobeda because it's got the very long escalator, the 3-minute escalator ride. I know Park Pobeda is not particularly beautiful, but yes. I mean, a lot of them are very Soviet, very brutalist columns, concrete. Okay, a lot of them are marble. I wouldn't say all the way concrete, but, you know, they're kind of beautiful in a different kind of Russian way, you know, versus being ornate and very museum-like. You know, some of them, the newer ones maybe are too modern. You know, it's kind of like a big extreme now in the new stations that are opening. Let's just post this video on wines in Pitorichka. Whoa, okay. I was just in that Pitorichka last night, and I didn't film anything in there. I kind of walked around in there. It's a very nice Pitorichka, by the way. Oh, sorry, Perikrostok. Sorry. Very nice. Perikrostok is the name of a supermarket chain in Russia, which is tied into X5 Group. But it's a very nice supermarket. And I really should have done a separate video just walking in there. And I didn't. But that's interesting. That he did a wine video. Hello from Greece. Oh, hello, Ted. Or maybe Tedros. Tedros is pretty. And I'm sorry that also your guy didn't win the Australian Open tennis. Djokovic beat Tsitsipas in the final. Hello from Ryazan. Ryazan. I don't know Ryazan. I should know. Wildberries or ozone? I think wildberries. My wife. Oh, speaking of crazy, somehow yesterday, this is my backup plug. I lost my charging plug. Somehow it's magically not here anymore. And I was looking this morning on Wildberries. I know my wife has an account, and we can pick up Wildberries in our building downstairs. So now I need to buy another power brick. Do you call them power bricks? My new phone, by the way. Oh, Pirate Craggy, by the way. I have now S22 Ultra. Again, thank you if you might have done donations and super chats. This is with the little phone cover here. Check that out for the screen of the camera. This is a phone case, by the way, but I don't really love this blue color, but it's okay. Yes, so Wildberry. So I need to buy phone charger brick. Good afternoon. Yes. RP is ugly. Stay Kiwi. Not sure what that means. Thanks for the answer. Thank you. I'm pretty sure I'm answering questions. Do you know another YouTuber? Oh, let me just read this again. Now, do you know another YouTuber channel about the guys who moved to Russia from Australia? It's called Russia Guy. Yes, I don't know him personally. I know his brother-in-law. I think he's called Barely Russian, like Bear. I chat to him on Telegram, so I haven't met him personally. They're in Novosibirsk. I do watch their videos. They've got a lot of channels. I think there's about 5 channels between all of them. But they're also from Western Australia, or not from Perth. They lived in a regional area in WA, Western Australia. So yes. Did you watch Vladimir, his channel? I don't know Vladimir's channel, unless if you can tell me the channel name, I might know it. Oh no, not Kiwi, but Aussie. So thank you and good luck to you. Thank you. Olga, thank you very much. Greetings from the heart of Siberia, Krasnoyarsk. Oh, people everywhere here. Hello, peace as well. Thank you. What great idea. Read the speaking club. Yes. I don't know how we can set it up, but it would be good. I know people either do it via Skype or Zoom and things like that, where you actually, it's really not that you're teaching people English. You're helping them with pronunciations or sentences or correcting what they're saying. My wife hates it when I do that, but she needs to learn as well. So, hello from Canada. Oh, wow. Head shooter. Maybe you play video games. Zdorova. I think that's like hello or good evening, I think. I noticed in Russia is that it's impossible to get a dozen eggs. Yes. Dom. Yes, it's true. The eggs come in a box of 10 here, or 30. And you can buy 6-pack of eggs, but really not. It's pretty much 10 or 30. But yes, no dozen eggs. In the rest of the world, by the way, it's 12 in a pack, not 10. Butterscotch. Yes, that butterscotch. It's caramel. It's caramel popcorn, but it's very nice. Lives in Russia and received a Russian passport. Do you communicate with them? Yes. So I only chat with Barely Russian. He's the guy. That's his channel. I don't think he does as many videos though. I know he was in their last video where they walked in the shopping center. He was the one with the funny looking hat on where he had his beanie over his hat. That's the person I chat to. So yeah, they didn't get Russian passport. They've got basically residency status. The Russian passport would be the next stage after the stage they're on now. So there's Walmarts in Australia. No, in America. When I was working in the US for quite a lot of years, I was going to Walmart a lot to buy snacks and junk food and candy and washing powder and things like that to wash my clothes on the ship. No Walmarts in Australia. We've got Kmart, Target, Big W. Anyone tried Carolina Reaper peppers? I don't like these peppers at all. These hot. I'm not a big lover of any kind of thing, spicy peppers. My wife loves different red and green peppers, capsicum. That's her thing. Melanie, hello. Esteforonos. Hello, Melanie. Are we allowed to change the backsplash in the kitchen and the living room walls? Ideally, it's a rented place, so you wouldn't do that. I mean, look, if you were planning to live here for years, I guess you could ask the owner. This actually, the funny thing with this backsplash is it's not actually a backsplash. It's wallpaper. So it's a different wallpaper to the walls, but it's not actually a backsplash. So it actually gets dirty and gets splashes on it, literally. Very typically in the hardware stores here, like Leroy Merlin or Obi, you can buy panels, like plastic panels, that you can put in that space between the counter and the upstairs thing right there, if that makes sense. And yeah, it's not real backsplash here. So Pirate Craggy, thank you for donating memberships And for people who are accepting memberships, thank you. This is, wow, crazy. Wow. 4, 5, 6. Wow, thank you. And for anyone that's become a member, thank you. That's super nice of you to take up this offer from Pirate Craggy. No, you're a great guy. Come visit Yekaterinburg. There are so many interesting places there. Yeah, I'm trying to get to meet Sam's Russian Adventures. That's another channel. If anyone wants to watch, he's an English guy that's lived in Vladimir for 17 years. Sam's Russian Adventure. I'm trying to get up to meet him. It's very weird in Russia, right? You either do something in the next hour and you organize it now and do it later, or you're doing it tomorrow, or it takes you weeks and weeks to do something. It's very strange in Russia like that. It's all happening or it's not happening. It's lemon entry. I'm sure it was something like that. Sherlock to Watson. Yeah, I never watched the movies or the TV show and things like that. So, or Mayakovskaya. Elegant, cozy, and beautiful. Yes. And then Mayakovskaya. From Sydney, New Caledonia. Very nice attraction. Yes, this is the Carnival Dream, which is kind of similar, well, fairly similar to the, what's the one that's in Australia now? Splendor. Very similar to Splendor. Maybe you were on the Carnival Spirits, I wonder. Hello, Russell. Yes, Tiamat. Oh, hello, Здравствуйте. So that's where the popcorn money goes to. Is that? No, it's going to go to popcorn. So between the donations here and the super chats, it'll go to getting a popcorn bowl. That's what we do need. We do need something. I don't know what kind of bowl do you get? Just a big bowl? Served me many years. Samsonite case is made in 1979. Is still operating, and I'm not taking it because it's. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking I've had mine about 10 years. It'd have to be more than. Is it more than that? I remember I got the matching suit bag. You've ever seen the fancy suit version? It's like a fold over one that's got, you put a lot of suits and pants in there. Super Bowl like America. Yes. Super Bowl. Yeah. And the Orange Bowl and all the different bowl games that they've got, right? For the college, when the college teams have their end of season finals, they've got all the different Sugar Bowl, the Tostito Bowl. Hello from Korolov. You're a very cool man. I like your videos. Thank you. In Korolov. RP stands for Received Pronunciation, a standard for UK in England, or English in UK. Received Pronunciation. Thank you, DM. You love me. Thanks. We love you. Oh, well, maybe that's the whole family. Rwanda is the best. I got one. Oh, is that a brand? Samsonite, I don't care. Goodbye, Samsonite. Yeah, look, the store that's there now, is it called Luggage Pro? It's still selling everything that the Samsonite store sold. I mean, more than likely going forward. I mean, it's very interesting in that last video that I made yesterday, showing some of the brands, how they've simply changed names. I mean, the average person, I mean, me being average, or maybe I'm sorry if I'm saying everybody watching, can't afford to go and buy 800 McDonald's locations. Can't afford to buy, I don't know how many Samsonite stores there were. Let's say there was 50. Can't afford to buy 100 Nike stores. So how these deals came about and how they talk about that it's like the management has taken over the company. I mean, I just find it a little bit interesting, the backstory to who are the people or the companies that have took over these brands. Because, I mean, how many phone calls could the McDonald's company make to find someone to buy McDonald's in Russia? They had one guy. There's literally one guy for every one of these businesses. And it's the logical only person that they can call, So, I mean, in that comment from a few videos ago about the Samsonite, it was mentioned there that there's no more Samsonite in the store. There's no Samsonite. They're going to have nothing. They're going to be selling everything else. I mean, they might do that. they're more than likely, I mean, most of these companies have kept the same supply chain. They've kept the same, management and staff and processes that they've already had in place. Just a lot of the difficulty here now is the change in where they're getting their stock from. So where it might have come from one country, it's now going to come through another country. So they're talking a lot about parallel imports. And actually, I noticed yesterday that they've announced that Pepsi's going to come back as Pepsi in March, in 2 months. So they were rebranding the product as Eves here. There's Eves. That's the Pepsi rebrand. But now they're going to put Pepsi back in the Pepsi bottles. So since the government banned caged eggs. Yeah, I read that. Lacey, I saw this. I listened to it on the radio about a week ago. They had an interview with someone over in New Zealand on Australian radio about that they've had this changeover of the way that the eggs can be produced from basically caged chickens or free-range chickens. And it's been like a 5 or 10 year kind of plan to change over the way that eggs are produced or sold. Now, if you need a volunteer for a speaking club, you're in. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how I can do it or what, where, when, and how. Pro Metro channel here is. Mashinka Driver, you wanted to show us metro stations, maybe some inspiration for you. I've seen this channel, by the way, Pro Metro channel, and he's in the cab driving the metros as well, right? That's crazy. I've seen this guy doing these videos. Oh, that's his father of Russia guy. Thank you. And Backyard Russia, right. Yeah, I can't remember his first name. I've got him. Did I put his name somewhere here? John, his name is. That's barely Russian. His name's John. Hello, it's me, aka Marley. Oh, hello. Maybe changing channel name today, or second channel name. Suru, hello. Alex, hello. Oh, Safety Bay. Oh, we were living in Rockingham. My parents live in Baldivis. Yeah, Safety Bay is the kind of when you take the long cut from Baldivis to get back to. We were living by Rockingham Foreshore, my wife and I, and we go along the coast road, as we call it, from Baldivis, go down Safety Bay Road, keep going straight through, and you end up coming out by the turnoff for the for Garden Island there. Wow, from Safety, that's crazy. And you're up so late watching. Thank you. Hello. I'm just going to. Yeah, thank you again, Pirate Craggy, for donating the memberships. That's very nice. I don't know how that works for everybody, but welcome to the membership of the channel. That's super nice. Glad to see me. Thank you. Again, I can't read the first names of people. Do you miss Vegemite? I don't really love Vegemite. I don't miss it to a point that I miss it here. Wouldn't be something that I'd want if I could get something brought over here. I'd bring Tim Tams first, even though I'd eat them quicker than a jar of Vegemite. My wife doesn't like it. I tried to get her on it. Would you change it in your apartment? Well, we're renting this place. We're not living. We'd love to own this place, by the way. We did say to the guy, if he plans to want to sell it, give us a call first. This is ideally what we wanted in this building quite a few years ago. We wanted this double aspect balconies. But yeah, I mean, look, it's a little bit dated in here. That's about all. If you watch the walk around of the video when it didn't have furniture in it, it just needs a little bit of updating. I don't really like the dark colored kitchen, although a lot of people do. Did you change an apartment or just another camera? Yes, definitely changed apartments. It's so different. What happened? Yes, what happened was literally my wife and I have been looking for either a 2-room place in this building. This is the same building we were living in for a long time. We were looking to buy one in this building, but nothing's come up. We only want them on the 9th floor or above because they've got the bigger floor-to-ceiling balcony windows, which is what we had in our kitchen in our other place. and they rarely come for sale, and they rarely come for rent. So just 2 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago, my wife said, "Oh, there's one for rent on 13th level, 2-room place. Have a look at the photos." And she called, and we went to go look at it a few hours later. And I said, "Look, let's go home. Let's think about it. Let's see if we can afford it. Can we make it work money-wise and stuff like that?" And we decided to go for it. And we had to call our guy we were renting from to make sure he's okay with us moving out at short notice. And then literally the next day, this is how quick it happens in Russia. You just turned up. The lady, it was actually through an agency, which is a bit unnecessary, really. But the owner obviously wants to be precautious about who he rents to. And my wife did all the documents, passport. They take all your information, and literally we paid cash for what we need to pay, and he gave us the keys, and that was it. Here's the keys, and then we moved out. Literally, we prepared the night before, knowing we were going to move in. So, yeah, we're here. So, yeah, if you watch the 2 videos of the 2 empty apartments, you'll see that different space difference and how much bigger it is. McDonald's is much better now after rebranding. Yeah, that's another one, I guess. You can talk about, does XXXXX leaving Russia really matter? And you could talk about McDonald's. You can talk about all the brands, particularly what I pointed out in the video yesterday, mostly the retail brands. I was never a big McDonald's eater before all of this happened. Personally, at the moment now, I'm liking Franklin burgers, but yet Franklin burgers in Moscow are not in all shopping centers. So I was treated to it yesterday. It's very nice. Basically, fancy McDonald's, fancy Burger King. And they kind of make the burgers on the grill right there at the counter, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I think it's better than it was. I mean, I've read interviews from the owner and talked about the brand, the products that they're sourcing that haven't really changed. Almost everything they're doing hasn't changed. I mean, the only difference is there's no book or manual now on the shelf in the manager's office, like the procedure manual. So I imagine they've got to make a new one or write a new one. Oh, thank you again, Pirate Craggy. Oh, hello, TCS. I know that you're send comments. Anyone wants to comment on videos? I do try to catch up with commenting. It's very difficult, though, with the amount of comments. Sergey, hello. Are the soda flavors similar, Santiago? I would say, even after drinking Dobra Cola so much, which is the new Coke, I would say it's fairly close. It's not the Coca-Cola that, although it's from the Coca-Cola factory, I would say that the orange Dobra is very much Fanta. Absolutely is Fanta. I mean, at the moment, the one I drink really here, this is as Russian as it gets, is Chernogolovka Baikal, which is essentially cola with a hint of pine cone, is the best way I can describe it. So that's my new current one that I drink more than other things. I'm giving everything away here. An Alpine Gold. I'm not too sure what's with the flowers on the Alpine Gold at the moment. There's pink flowers on the packaging. I'm not sure what that references when it's still Christmas and winter here and New Year. Is there a reason why I focus my things on supermarkets? And yes, there is. Because since I was 15 years old, I've worked in shops. I left high school after the 3rd year of high school, which is the secondary certificate. And I've worked in retail since I was 15 years old, essentially all my life. In the year and a half we were back in Australia before last year, I found jobs working in supermarkets, primarily doing merchandising. So display and merchandising, also new store builds when they build new supermarkets. I was doing that. Also fit outs of petrol stations. I was doing that. And I worked on the cruise ships in the retail, in the duty free primarily. I worked at airports in duty free, cruise ships in duty free. So yes, that's exactly why there's so much emphasis on the shopping side of it. It's not that I like shopping. I'm probably the least opposite person who likes actually shopping versus walking in them and looking at them and seeing what I see, if that makes sense. Kazan, hello. Hello, Jay. I'm not sure if you're saying your name. Again, send some Cokes for you. I just received one person. Oh, yes. Thank you for Coca-Cola's. Milani1776. Thank you for buy me a coffee, basically. Thank you. It's called buy me a coffee, but I call it buy me a Coke. Although I'm not buying Coke now, it's by Carl. Yeah, a lot of, just talking about the other colas, a lot of them really don't taste even. I don't know who works at these different companies that produce colas, because it's almost, I mean, there's always that famous thing that you can't replicate Coca-Cola. You know what I mean? No matter how much you reverse engineer the product, you can't get the taste of Coca-Cola twice, you know? And your accent, thank you. Wish you the best and happy in Russia. Thank you very much. Yeah, well, I've lived here 9 years, by the way, with my wife since I first came. I've gone back and forward to work in America a couple of times. FS was okay. And they have a good new line of fruity fizzy drinks, but I would never forgive them for destroying Vasotka, Russian brand of cream soda. Oh, okay. So maybe did Pepsi buy them out or something, or take them over? And then I think yesterday or the day before, Pepsi's announced that the Eves Cola will become Pepsi. Oh, I don't know how that'll work, but you can't replicate Coca-Cola. In Holland, people have to wait 5 till 9, 10 years to rent something. Our youth is desperate. Yes, here it happened. It literally, that day we went to look, the day before, the lady had the documents there, and I assume that's what she was carrying when we met her. This was the real estate agent, and the owner was here. And we could have literally just signed the papers then, given the money then, took the keys then, and we ended up doing it the next day. It was kind of like we have to wait a whole day now to get to the same point, excuse me. But yeah, that's the Russian style here. You know, things can happen in a flash, or it can take weeks. Hello from the UK. Chris, hello. Thank you for being a channel member. I'm not sure if you guys have got the new membership things now, or does it take, you've got to do some accepting or clicking, I wonder. Thank you again, Pirate Craggy. Yeah, most prices are stabilized, right? I can't get that up on screen. Mostly stabilized. Here, the food inflation is caught up in India, and the prices are increasing. Oh, maybe you're in India. Sorry. The food price in India have caught up. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the staple items here, I mean, there was a big rise in early last year, and slowly things have come down. There's a lot of things here that are very seasonally priced too. So I could literally go into a fruit and veg part of the supermarket or in a food market here and show expensive fruit and vegetables that are out of season in Russia, but yet they're imported. So they might come from CIS countries, from Turkey. They might come from South America, like the bananas come from Ecuador. And you can show very expensive fruits, primarily fruits, not so much vegetables, but because they're imported genuinely. And the avenue to get them here is not simple, right? So versus things that are produced domestically or in greenhouses domestically. Yes, for month's membership. Thank you. Yeah. Or maybe Chris signed up already. I used to work at McDonald's in a dangerous neighborhood in Chicago. I quit because of the Brown's chicken restaurant murders. Oh, I don't know about that. Wow. That's crazy. In Australia, there's a lot of problems with delinquency around McDonald's restaurants, and a lot of teens and youths hanging around, and delinquency. That's the new word of the day. What is Samsonite? Samsonite is the brand of luggage that is probably, in terms of, I guess, the most famous brand of luggage, suitcases or bags that you take on holiday or on the plane or in the back of your car. Samsonite is a brand. Kind of like saying to everybody, what is the name of a vacuum? Or what is the name of the sellotape or sticky tape? So sellotape is a brand. That's Scotch tape. Well, Scotch tape is the brand, right? But a vacuum, some people call it a Hoover. And Hoover is a brand of vacuum. I hope I'm making sense. Teaching people a lot of things today. Means, yes, Carnival. Yes, the Kia Carnival, right. I've got this one, yes. Yeah, this is the Carnival Dream. Yes, actually, funny, quite a lot of years ago, I went to the Australian Open tennis in Melbourne, and the minivans that they used for transporting the players to and from the hotels, they had Kia Carnivals. It's kind of like a minivan. And the Carnival, Carnival, I feel like I'm saying Carnival now. The Carnival logo on the back of the minivan looks like the Carnival Cruise Line logo. Very similar, the font. Yes. Well, thank you, Dirk. Yes. Samsonite makes suitcases for travel. No, we're still in a Prelivka. Yes, we're actually still in the same building. We're not in the same elevator. The building we're in has got 4 elevators. So we went. I forgot now. We were in number 4 before. Now we're in number 2. So I had to basically go from 10 down to 0, walk across, and then up to 13 to move everything. Actually, I needed my Samsonite luggage. I said to my wife, I said, we'll pack. We've got about 5 empty suitcases between both of us. Pack everything in there, and then I'll just wheel the bags. You'll come to the other side and empty them, take them back empty, fill them again, come back, and we did a lot of trips. Yeah, can't replicate Coca-Cola, right? Yeah, I think no matter what everybody says in the whole world, I think it's kind of the dream of every drink manufacturer, right? Yeah, German Coca-Cola. Yeah, so if anybody watched my Coca-Cola video when I went to Food City, Food City is a huge wholesale and retail food market. It supplies about 20% of all of Russia's food. And I went there knowing I could find different Coca-Colas, but I found a lot more brands than I realized, a lot more different country-produced Coca-Colas. You can. Thank you. Good joke. You're doing a good deed, yes. Very big market in Moscow. Sadovot, yes. Sadovot doesn't like people filming, though. Sadovot, if you want to go find everything that's not original, so if you want to see, like, on the cruise ships, we call it Cartonite. Instead of Samsonite, it's Cartonite. So if you want to go find, like, the non-genuine products, you go to Sadovot. It's kind of very well known that it's the Chinese or imported stuff, Vietnamese. They just don't like people filming there. They really, really, it's the only way I'd ever be able to make a reasonable video there is if somebody works there and I could walk through with them who work at Sadovot. I've been there a few times, and there's the huge shopping center there, Bela Dacha, across the highway from there. Oh, Chris, right. Thank you. I understand. Chris had it gifted from Pirate Craggy. Wow. I'm not sure how it works, but I'd imagine it's membership. Countries that actively trade with Russia, right? Yeah, I guess they're calling it parallel importing. It seems to be the word that's the kind of the word of 2022, 2023. That the same with Lego as well. The Lego store is called Mir Kubikov, or world of cube world of bricks, world of cubes. And the Lego store, actually, I chatted to the staff in there at Avia Park at the other shopping center. And the staff, they were like, nothing's changed, literally. We just have a different name badge. That's the only difference, they said. Everything. The actual franchise owner of the Lego stores is the same franchise owner now as it was before, if that makes a bit of sense. And nothing changed except the word Lego was removed off the wall and that was it. So thank you again for donation alerts for Baikal Sodi. You're a cool guy. Yes, thank you. I do like the Mandarin version too. This one I like because it's kind of just different to Coca-Cola, or colas generally can be very sweety, and I'm not to say the word sickly, but over time. Whereas this with the pine cone on the side, this hint of, I call it a hint of pine cone. It's just something to it that's got that taste that you kind of, yes, lucky wife, lucky your wife. She won't call it lucky, by the way. Honestly, Baikal is my favorite soda too. Thank you. Yes. Again, I appreciate the support of the channel, everybody. Pirate Craggy, Sebastian, Galaxy Rider. Yes. Thank you. And also to the by Miami Coca-Cola. What did I just do now? I'm looking forward to Formula One racing in Australia, in Albert Park. Yes, that's coming up. Is it coming up? No. When is that? Is it the first race of the season? F1 schedule. I don't know when Bahrain. So Australian one is what, in April, is it? I think. So it's Bahrain, Saudi, Australia, China, Azerbaijan. That'd be kind of cool to go to the one in Baku, wouldn't it? My gosh. Kleenex is similar in Canada. It's a brand that has become the name of facial tissues in general, regardless of the brand. Right. Yeah, it's kind of famous like this, right? That you use the word of the product for the product. Yeah, Coca-Cola, it can, depending on the sugar used, where a sugar cane, it's from, yeah, right. So when you drink the Mexican Coca-Cola, actually the American one is the one that's got the corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, which is definitely noticeable, the taste difference. Yes, you're looking forward to the world Grand Prix in Albert Park. Anybody who loves car racing? Yeah, used to be in Adelaide before that, by the way. And everybody to this day, maybe apart from 12 people in Melbourne, will say that Melbourne or Victoria stole the Formula One from Adelaide. So obviously the different tourism departments from each state in Australia, so Western Australia, South Australia, Victoria, they all battle to try to get these events like World Cups, or, you know, kind of like the Australian Open tennis, or, you know, the Formula One. And that was obviously the original street circuit in Adelaide. And then it went to Albert Park, which is, it's actually a suburban area there too. People live in that area, as well as it being closed. They close off the area for the circuit. So is it difficult to get a residency permit in Russia? Depends on how patient you are with documents in Russia, and how patient you are going to the offices, the offices that you need to get your paperwork dealt with through. We actually used a visa agent here. We could have done it all on our own. We could have. It's a lot of chasing around to different places to get different documents put in your it's kind of a packet or a bundle of documents that you present as your application. The company that we used, they had a fee that basically they not create all the documents, but they tell you where to go to get each one that you need to go physically to. You also need to do a medical. There's an English language test. There's a written test. There's a psychology test as well. It's part of the medical, really. And then other documents we had already. So things like our wedding certificate, passport, things like that were in English, we had to get translated. It's just a drawn out process. That's all. The one for Russia, for me, is easier to get than it is than the one for my wife to get for Australia. Here, it's mostly just paperwork and documents. For the Australian one for my wife, it's about the relationship and your relationship to each other, and that that you love each other and you're going to live a happy life together. So Canada Dry used to have a cola, sports cola. You can't tell it apart from Coke. It was available for a short time in Canada, then disappeared due to corporate deals. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, the American one definitely is very different. Yeah, I agree. Do I know where it's produced? I know it's in the Chernogolovka factory. I don't know where the factory is though. If it's somewhere in Moscow, it'd be Moscow region somewhere. It's near impossible. Obviously, I don't read Russian, but to read the information on the side of these, I know that the Cool Cola, there's a factory called Achakova. I think that's the place. And you can actually do a tour of the factory where they make the Cool Cola. It'd be cool to go to the Chernogolovka one. It'd be very cool. Anna, thank you for the donation alerts. Thanks and good luck for your channel. Thank you very much. And the smiley face. Again, thank you for donation alerts. It's very nice. Just to talk about the difference between donation alerts and SberBank. They essentially are instant, or SberBank is instant. The donation alerts that come through this system, literally at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, it goes onto my bank account. So I can literally go out tomorrow and then go get the popcorn and the popcorn bowl. Whereas the part of the super chats goes into the YouTube AdSense, it's called, which is coming once per calendar month. And that's part of the reason why I did the video today, because today is the last calendar day of January. So I thought I'd just catch the last day of the month. So yeah, if anyone has Telegram, by the way, I'm just going to click, I guess. Oh, this doesn't really make any difference, does it? Oh, there it is. That's the Traveling with Russell Telegram channel. There's a link in the description, but I guess if you've got Telegram, just type Traveling with Russell channel. And then if you want to comment on a post, it goes over to a group, and there's about 200 people in the group. The group is much more active than I'm actually even in there. So whoever just sent, again, buy me a Coca-Cola. Thank you. Hi. Okay, again. So yeah, it's the same. Yeah, right. It's not the same. Is it the same? Have a Coke on me. It's my birthday. Oh, happy birthday for tomorrow. The first love your channel. But tomorrow, the first love your channel. Thank you. My birthday is in November, by the way. November 3. My wife's in October 5. Gosh, imagine me not knowing that. Did Marlene put the comment? No. Now I'm looking if there's comments now. Thank you. Sponsors McLaren, and McLaren is Oscar Pistari. Yeah, Oscar Pistari, the Australian driver. Yeah, so Daniel Ricciardo is from Perth also. He's from the north of Perth suburbs. I'm from the south of. Basically, there's a river that separates Perth called the Swan River, and you either live north of the river or you live south of the river. And we live south of the river. Canadian US Coke is quite different. Hate US Coke, yes. I never really loved it either personally. Also the Fanta too. The Fanta is very sweet. The Russian Fanta here is very much like the European Fanta, which is very orange tasting. It tastes distinctly orange. Oh, same with Kit Kat, yes. Oh gosh, now you're getting me going now. Yeah, Kit Kat as well is because it's the Hershey Kit Kat. And the Hershey's got that very sweet sugar that's just not enjoyable. Fingers crossed towards the end of the month for the low sum of $1. There will be some that will resub. Oh, okay, right. Small token of thanks. Thank you. Yes, Pirate Craggy, thank you. Yes. Yeah, I really probably should increase the membership amount. I should put some incredibly high amount and give far more benefits. It was kind of more out of the fact that people could genuinely follow the channel. And it was a small amount intentionally, rather than doing like these, like different structures. You get this and you get that and you get this. Thank you, Pirate Craggy. What books are you reading? I'm not. My wife reads every night. My wife has books. She had, when we moved places, I had to carry one entire luggage of books, mostly novels. But my wife almost guarantees reads a little bit every night before she goes to sleep. I just read online news. Zen. I'd read Zen. That's you're in a new apartment. Yes, Peter. Yes. So if you've watched the two videos, it makes sense because I guess I call them both typical apartments. Now, the word typical is very topical here. That if anyone in Moscow wants me to come and film their apartment, please let me know. And I'll come and make a video anonymously, of course. You don't have to be in the video. I could make an anonymous video in the apartment. Your Oracle Red Bull Racing, Max Verstappen. It's Checo, Sergio Perez. I love these guys. Yeah, my wife watches Formula One when I watch it as well. I can get the English Sky Formula One channel here, and I can watch it in English. It's obviously in Russian as well on the local TV. But Maxime, I think, hello. Maybe you should visit a craft beer brewery. Yes, I've been invited, Santiago, believe it or not, completely coincidentally on the same day, literally within a few hours of that video going on the channel, a brewery somewhere in Moscow region, about 5 hours by train away, because I know I've looked up where it is. They've invited me to go there for the day, I guess for 2 days, maybe overnight, and go and see their brewery. I don't know the brand at all, literally, but yeah, I've been invited to go to one brewery. I don't know the brand, but just need to set up the dates. Yeah, Djokovic is number one, equal to Rafa. Yes. I'm not a big Novak fan, by the way, to be very, very honest. Sorry, my glasses are loose tonight as well. I'm not a big fan of him. He's a hero. He's great. Even Tsitsipas there said about him being the GOAT. He said, you are the best of all time, or one of the best of all time. I don't see him. There's people in different eras that were great as well, if that makes sense. So, yeah. How do you learn Russian language now? Sorry for my English. I'm not learning as in doing lessons. I'm just learning it as I go. Eva, hello. Hello from Mexico. Samsonite leaving Russia doesn't matter, especially if the new luggage they sell is made in Russia or Poland. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they'll end up just getting the same Samsonite through other distributors, and it'll come in. I've talked about this, not probably so much, but about the whole made in China thing, right? Most things are made in China, and China is obviously a friendly country with Russia, so that avenue is not closed. And if you look at America at the moment and China and Taiwan, if they want to kind of prove anything to China, America can say, well, okay, China, we don't need you. And that's it. Everybody needs China, to some extent, so. About different Russian products, I have a question. Have you ever planned to visit various handmade markets in Moscow? For example, Artflexion. I went to a convention, a arts and craft convention called Ladya a couple of months ago. There is a video on the channel about Atladia. If the art reflection is the place that's got the red buildings, I don't know the name of this area in Moscow, but they've got all these like art things in there, installations. We went to the barbecue fest there, and it's the place where there's a DJI drone store as well, believe it or not. I think that's the same place. I've been there, but I've not probably paid attention to the different like craft markets inside. And I think we're talking about the same place. Hola, Mexico. It's located in the Moscow region. Yes, Alex. Yeah, I really should probably Google it or ask somebody to find out if they've got tours there, because that would be very cool if they did. Do you notice strange looks when you speak English? YouTuber user. Sometimes, yes, I do notice. Even when I'm out with my wife, the other day, 2 days ago, I convinced my wife to go to the hardware store. Not quite on the other side of Moscow, but by metro station Zil. And I finally convinced my wife to go there because it was convenient by metro to go there, right? And when we're chatting, like on the bus or on the metro or on the Moscow Central Circle, Central Diameter, Central Circle, MCC, you know, people turn around when they hear English. Or when you're walking in the street past some teenagers and you're talking in English and they kind of hear a bit of English and then they turn around. Yeah, it's, you know, it is noticeable. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all where people give you strange looks. Yes, thank you. Yeah, again, thank you, Pirate. For anyone that wants to take up the offer of membership, it's there. I don't know if they're still valid or there's some more still there. But have you been insulted by strangers on the street? No. Mostly I'm sorry to say the word babushka, but mostly babushkas who get upset over everything. Like yesterday the day before when I went with my wife on the bus to go to this hardware store, there's a little bit of a line at the bus stop where we live to go to the metro. And the lady that was sitting in the front seat, this old babushka lady, like she was upset with people shuffling in the aisle of the bus. And I said to my wife, I said, what's she saying? She said, it doesn't matter. She's upset about everything. But I never get, because I don't understand Russian. No matter what they say, I don't understand it. So I can get a word or two out of their conversation. But we ever got into real trouble for filming? Not real trouble. I've been just asked not to film. Actually, at the shopping mall, I didn't put it in the video, but I was going to show next to the Kuznetsy Tochka. If you watched the video from a few hours ago, I show the Kuznetsy Tochka. When I come up the escalator, there's the Kuznetsy Tochka there, the former McDonald's. And literally right next to it is a fitness center. And through the glass, you can see everybody on the bicycles and stair walkers and elliptical machines. And I was kind of filming it. Then I filmed over to the, walked over to the glass where all the people are working out and all the girls are in their gym equipment. And then the security that was for the fitness center comes up and said, oh, there's no filming. And that's what I knew. He said, no filming, right? And I said, oh, no worries. I'm just filming how beautiful the shopping center is. He says, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, krasivo gore, like beautiful view of the shopping center. Because he obviously didn't want me to film the girls on the fitness machines. Understandable. And I didn't put it in the video. I deleted it out. So see you later. Goodbye, everybody. Yes, we're going to end the live stream in, where are we at? 12 minutes, 12 or 13 minutes. So yes, thank you, everybody. If you're watching live or you're watching on a replay, again, thank you, everybody. I've ever tasted luggage soft drink, sweetie, but fantastic flavors. I don't know what brand that is. So most of the ones that are Russian brand, I have no idea what the brands are, how old they are, or like you're talking about Georgian one. Is a landing park place and no one can abide you to shoot? Correct. Yes. The one caveat to that is you can't film people. So that's the difficult part about avoiding filming things, is to avoid filming people. And that's where the babushkas and the older ladies get upset about you filming, because they think you're filming them. not that you're filming the shopping center or the supermarket or the potatoes at the fruit and vegetable section. But yes, absolutely can film anywhere. What do you know about other Russian cities except Moscow, St. Pete? Have you been? I've only been to Ufa and to Zuzdal. And we drove through Vladimir to get to Zuzdal. Ufa was very nice. I mean, I like Russia as a country, and I'm completely okay with what I see and what I look at, and to see the old buildings, or even to see classic Khrushchevkas. You know, literally, we're in a bit more of a modern building here for where we live. But if I walk 5 minutes down the road, there's 5-level Khrushchevkas lined up. And that's Russia, you know, where they've got that little common area where the kids can play with the rickety looking swing set, and, you know, some washing hanging out, and, you know, a few rusted out cars parked up. I mean, that's Russia. It is. It's classic Russian look. And it doesn't bother me, you know what I mean? There's so much beauty to the place, and there is a lot of ugly places too here. I mean, there's both mixed. And Moscow's a proof of that. When you go to the closer to the city, that there's just modern buildings next to old buildings. And, you know, in normal circumstances, there would be kind of rules against doing that. But here it's kind of, you know, it is what it is. Gwyneth, essentially, I'm not a Russian citizen. I don't have a Russian passport. Gwyneth, nothing kind of what you're mentioning is part of what can happen to me. I'm not a dual national. I've basically got an Australian passport. I've got a Russian visa to live here, Russian residency visa. But nothing like that can happen unless there's a complete 360-degree change to whatever rule is in place now. Gwyneth, I hope that answers the question. But you can find in the stores, there is Lake Baikal. That is taken from Lake Baikal, 500 for 100 rubles. Oh, the actual water from Lake Baikal. My wife likes a lot of the different, I call them bubbly waters, the gassy waters. She likes these different ones. If the label isn't cheapest product sold for a Heinz price, right? Oh, what's the percentage there? 69%. I have 345 votes. By the way, thank you for 155 likes or thumbs ups. Thank you. If you've done that or not, I appreciate. 345 votes. I might just, I'll leave the poll up. It won't change probably much now. But 69% said no, brands don't matter. I think as we get older, I think we realize that, if that makes sense, you know. I mean, am I a brand person? I wouldn't say I am. I appreciate good quality products, and I'm happy to wait to save money to be able to afford something better rather than just buy something cheap and it not do the job that I want it to do. I think that makes sense. I remember the fact that you don't worry when people look at you very strange. Look, I know I can see them in my side of my eye sometimes when I'm filming things, and I just keep going. The only time I don't like it when I'm doing the sort of selfie where I'm recording myself, and I don't know what's happening behind, where kids might be waving or pulling fully funny faces and stuff. That's the only bit I don't like, but it happens, right? I just refilm it again. I went to the Avia Park last week, where I did the video about the shopping center after 11 months. I won't say what the kids said, but when I walked in the rotating door at the beginning of the video, I kind of was just filming as I walked in, and I intentionally was going to go over to the coat check area because I know the shopping center very well. And there was a young kid there, probably 12, 13 years old, and said bad words in English and I told him, and I almost yelled at him for saying, don't say that. And he flinched back, thinking I was going to hit him, I think. I was quite a distance from him, but I was going to say to him, don't say those words. It's rude. It was racist. And it's not correct to say that. Even if you know English, you wouldn't say what he said. He talked about a certain race of people. And where he got them words from, I'm imagining it's from music. I don't know. Probably from listening to rap music. And that's what I've had that a couple of times when I've been in the McDonald's or Kuzni Tochka, where I'm filming walking through, and there's just teenagers or young kids saying awful words in English that even if you spoke English, you wouldn't say them. So yeah, thanks for your informative videos. Keeping it honest, and regards from Australia. Thank you. Oh, NG, hello, by the way. I'm popping out of the live stream. Yes, I'm popping off the live stream very soon. So thank you for being here, Bear Bull. I appreciate it. You can see, if anyone's looking at Bear Bull's channel icon, it's kind of I don't know if it's the same. I think it's a different ship, but it might be pretty close. I prefer Burger King over. I like Kuznetsy Tochka for the fact that it's a Russian company, Russian brand, Russian products, Russian owned. I like that. In Australia, one thing that the government was trying to instill on us and doesn't do a very, very good job, and we don't follow suit, is buy Australian made. And quite genuinely, you can't in most cases. Well, you can, but it's very expensive. Because we don't have the manufacturing, we don't have the population, we don't have the raw materials to be able to make reasonably priced products in Australia. So I like the fact that the whole Kuznetsy Tochka product is now Russian. So from a business point of view, from a person in Russia point of view, it's good for Russian economy because the products are sourced here, the staff are paid here, the money stays here. I mean, how much goes to the owner, I don't know, and that's where I like that from Kuznetsy Tochka's point of view. The burgers, if I compare them, look, the new versions of the Kuznetsy Tochka burgers are better than what McDonald's were. So I like them for that. I've always ever liked the Burger King burgers, the flame grilled, as they call it. I'd love to have your confidence with the camera. I get so embarrassed in public. Yeah, that's the whole thing, right? Just pretend there's nobody there. Essentially, everyone around you, pretend they'll never watch the video. And that's what I tell my wife. Pretend you're filming the video for 50 people and you don't know them. And like when I'm talking to you guys now on the live stream, unfortunately I'm looking down at the comments more than I'm looking at the camera. And that's my downfall when I'm doing this. I feel like I'm always just not looking up at you guys, and I feel bad for that. But it's just a matter of just pretending there's nobody there. It's like you say the thing like pretend they're naked when you're thinking about somebody, right? Pretend they're naked. Then you're like, oh no, I don't want to pretend that, but just, pretend like you're not filming for anybody. You're just filming for yourself. You're going to watch it yourself. Obviously you put it on the internet. I mean, I talk about the Pitorichka video, the supermarket up the road from me. It's got nearly 1 million views of me just walking in a supermarket. That's all I did. I pointed out some of the things I like about it. It is my local store as well, so it's easy to point out what I like about it because I go there often. And it's 900 and something thousand views. And I could have made that video 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and I didn't. And I made it 6 months ago. So goodbye, USA. Oh, okay. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Craft Markets in Moscow happens once a month or so. Takes place in different locations around Moscow. Not sure about the particular buildings. Worth the visit. Thanks. Art Flexion. I'll have to look it up. If it's somewhere that I can go to and it might be interesting for making a video, if it's a certain place or not. Oh, that's the wrong one. Can you do a video about Russian healthcare or do a live stream about it? I probably wouldn't be the best person to talk about it because I've never had any, apart from my ear infection, where I went to the nurse or the doctor yesterday. I don't really have any kind of knowledge about it. I know there's a hospital up the road. My wife's been there. She's had the doctor come to the house when she's been sick. We went to a private clinic, essentially, where we went for my ear. I could have gone to the hospital, but I'd have to sit and wait for how many hours till I'm next in line. The clinic I went to, actually I had to make an appointment, which I didn't like because the doctor was on a day off when I went 3 or 4 days ago. So I had to suffer for 3 days in a row with my ear blocked. And I was in there for 5 minutes, paid the money, and walked out. So it's very hard to kind of cover healthcare. It would really have to be someone that's better knowledge than I am. Thank you and good night. Yes, we're not far from leaving. Thank you. Congratulations on the new move to the new apartment. Yes. Well, this is mostly my wife's doing, by the way. I've kind of talked about it for a long time and never acted on it. I really wanted for us to try to buy a place, but it's kind of a lot of steps to get to that point, particularly to get a deposit and then take a mortgage and things like that. A lot of people want to pay cash for apartments here and buy them or acquire them somehow, but we're not at that point. We can just do that. So, but this would be the ideal place we would buy if we buy somewhere. I mean, this is a 2-room place, but it's still more than big enough as a 2-room place. It's about 70 or 80 square meters. I don't know the exact number, 70 something square meters. And I hope you continue to be safe. Thank you, Gwyneth. Yes. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't, unless you're a cow being marked. Yes. Branded. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Now I get the joke, by the way. Yeah, nice. You can't carry a brand to your death. Yeah, that's very well said. Yes. Oh, it's not even here anymore. I think it's still in my bag from not unpacking. But I have a very nice watch that I occasionally wear. And it's kind of my, if we're ever broke, I can sell my watch situation. And I should wear it every day. And I literally don't wear a watch anymore because we've all got phones, right? So, and, somebody said to me like that, you can't take, what's the point if you can't, if you're taking it with you when you pass away, right? Thank you. Yes, time to sleep. Yes, same for me very soon. Oleg, hello. Didn't get hungry, just lost weight. Yeah, that's always the thing, right? They always say that when you're working in restaurants and kitchens, you don't have an appetite for the food. You're naked, but you're not filming. Hopefully nobody will hack into your webcam. Public reception. Can I read Russian? No, I can't. So anything that someone's read earlier, and so I think this one is either Russell or Russia. Pakar always looks like Russell and Russia when people write it. Yeah, this is this is true. I always laugh when restaurant workers order from different restaurants food for their lunch while at work they get tired of the food that where they work. It's very true. It's correct. Right. It's I imagine the same. I mean, I always like that at home. I like Red Rooster. It's barbecue chicken, Red Rooster. And I'd say it'd be the same way. It's from Moscow. What's that? Sorry. Is it worth to move on Canada College from Moscow? I'm not sure what that means. Sorry, I don't get what the story is. I guess you're talking about moving from Canada from college. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, he said, hello, Russell. Yes. Oh, здравствуйте. Здравствуйте, Dr. Bill. Yes. Hello, очень приятно. Thank you, Timur, for translating. Move to, I meant. Is it worth it to move on Canada College from Moscow? I'm not from Canada, so I'd say Canada's got a lot of similar weather, like the seasonal weather between Canada and Russia. Probably, it's very hard to talk about weather in Russia because there's some places that are now minus 40, and here it's only minus 1 or 2 right now in Moscow. So, Pyrocraggy, you're a member for 8 months. Thank you. It says, okay, you can't put that on the screen, that one. That's a shame. Thank you for being a member for... Where is that on the screen there? I can't. That's such a shame that you can't bring that up. Let me just end the poll there. And then you can't move that either. Thank you, Pirate Craggy, for being... I know that you're a long-time member of the channel. You're a very nice supporter of the channel for Super Chats. I appreciate that. You have many stories and tales in you yet. Thank you, Pirate Craggy. Yes. About possibly taking a trip in March or April. We keep pushing it back. March or April now. I mean, tomorrow is February, right? So we are looking at possibly taking a trip. Hello from Russia. Здравствуйте also. Hello. I love your attitude. Thanks for your travel vlogs. Russia's changed for better in the last 20 years. Yeah, look, Nikolai, I've been here 9 years. I've gone to and from work. I've gone to and from Australia. I mean, my wife and I's life here is very simple. We live quite simply where we live here. Okay, moving from our other place to this place, it's obviously a bigger place. You know, but we're in the same building, we're in the same town, everything's very still familiar to us. It's not another part of Moscow. I mean, a lot of things that have happened don't directly affect us. Whereas other people, it might do. The job that they have, the place they work, maybe they're in some sort of manufacturing that's affected, you know, or some sort of a business like the airline business, tourist business, you know, banking, things like that are affected, but it's how it's affecting each person individually. So people watching, people in Russia, people not in Russia, you know, there's a lot of, in Western media, there's a lot of blame put on Russia for what's happening in the country on the other side of the world. Even in Australia, they're blaming, you know, like the situation right now on the events in Ukraine, right? Which it's like the other side of the world that something's happened and you're blaming something on the other side of the world because of that, when there's no correlation between the two things happening. So -1 here, yes. I don't know the exact minus temperature, but yes. All right, everybody. We're really almost, well, we're all just in between times of ending the live stream. I want to thank everybody for watching the new live stream from the new apartment. This will be pretty much the view from now on. Maybe I'll turn slightly that way or that way, but thank you for 180 likes. Sorry, my nose is itching. My glasses are falling off. I'm sorry. That's just not me, but I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate everybody who supports the channel for videos. If you haven't watched the last one from the shopping center yesterday, that was Metropolis. I talked about at the end there about Europolis. There's another shopping center on the other side of Moscow called Europolis, which is this crazy big shopping center. Every sort of district of Moscow has a crazy big shopping center. So there's about 30 or 40 of them if I was to cover every one of them. And this Europolis one I want to go to, but it's on the opposite side of Moscow. So for now, I'm going to just plan out which day I'm going to go there. I think Friday or Saturday. One of the days my wife's got plans and she said I can go do what I like that day. So thank you for the people that did donation alerts. Thank you. There's a few different people that have sent them. Again, I see them come up instantly on the screen here, so where they get sent. Thank you for super chats. I appreciate super chats, everybody who sent them. Pirate Craggy for doing memberships. So if anybody has taken up the membership options, again, I think it's probably you've got to accept or click it or say yes to it somewhere. I'm not sure if there's still more on offer. I think maybe they were all taken. I'm not sure how it works. I understand about memberships on the channel, but I don't understand that gifting of memberships. I've seen it before on other live streams. So thank you. Thanks for people who voted as well about the brands. The word Samsonite, you can pretty much put any other name there in that word for Samsonite. So like Lego, Kuznetochka for McDonald's, the Renault, like Renault, the factory is not producing Renault, but they're producing now Moscovich. I really want to find the place that's selling those Moscoviches to go look at one and touch one. And I have a friend who works at that factory. If anyone watched the video a long time back where I went to the supermarket with Peter, he's from Denmark. He worked at the Renault factory. And he's still working at the Renault factory, and they're still producing cars. And apart from having a few months of downtime, they're back producing cars at that same factory. So Samsonite is almost nothing. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a worldwide, very famous brand. Very recognized. I mean, it's probably the product when it comes to knowing the name of a suitcase brand. So if you were to name, someone said earlier about Kleenex, it's like that sort of thing. So yeah, thanks to people who have become a channel member tonight, mostly thanks to Pirate Craggy. Thank you. Yeah, I've actually now run up to the time where we get to 2 hours, which is exactly the live stream time. And for people who are still watching, watch other videos, post comments. If you want to watch, Aussie Spy is the channel where it's another Australian. He lives in St. Petersburg. If anyone wants to watch other English content, he does kind of vlogging style videos. His name's Aussie Spy is the name of the channel. And then Sam, my friend Sam, he's English. He speaks fluent Russian, reads and writes Russian. You'll see in a lot of the videos where he talks to people and interacts with people in Russian. He puts the translation on the screen. It's called Sam's Russian Adventures. It's probably too late to microwave popcorn now, Pirate, but tomorrow. And if I do a whole bag tonight, normally my wife and I, the two that we've tried, we shared the bowl between us. So I know my wife, we've got some leftovers. My wife went for a little mini party with her salon girls tonight. So, Dirk knows Sam. Yes, I'm going to meet up with him, and I am going to get to go and hang out with him for a few days. We just need to make a plan when to do it. I know I keep talking about it. But I want to go up there by train and stay with him for 2 or 3 days and hang out. And Kinder eggs. Yes, Sam's been giving Kinder eggs. Yes. I kind of like that idea for a video, by the way, because he does like the fist bump and then he turns it over. And I talked to he did that before I knew about it. I've watched his videos with him in it doing that. And I said to him, I said, look, you can do it with any candy. The Kinder is such a kind of recognized toy here, or a candy that you can buy in every supermarket in Russia. So yeah, Sam's Russian Adventure is his channel. And then Aussie Spy. Actually, I might just have a look here because Aussie Spy's channel was close to 1,000 subscribers. How far is he off? I'm curious. 746 he's on. So if anyone wants to subscribe to his channel, actually the last video is with me and he and I in Gorky Park. So if anyone wants to watch that. And then was it 2 months ago was the last time that he was here. That's when we walked through Moscow Center together. 746. So he's 254 away from 1,000. All right. I'm Kaiser Soze. I don't get that reference, though. I don't watch all the movies. I know the guy you're talking about, but... Oh, Usual Suspects. Oh, is that the movie? Do you like shawarma? Yes, I do like shawarmas. I don't have them too often, though, because my wife thinks they're bad for me. And everything in them isn't the right thing. But they're perfectly fine. Means homemade alcohol in Russia. Samagon. Oh, I'll have to have that. I'll have to say that to him. That his name is homemade alcohol. when I went to that electronics store, they had one of the little kiosks. They had the home brew stills to make their homemade alcohol in. When I went to the Radio Rinnock. Yes. All right, everybody. Oh, 12 seconds from exactly 2 hours. Thanks again. If you're watching to the end and you're watching on replay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. A lot of people aren't subscribed and still watch the live streams, watch the channel without subscribing. Perfectly fine. And if you want to follow me along daily, if you've got Telegram, look up Traveling with Russell channel and I'll be there. All right. Yes. Countdown. Thank you, Pirates. Am I going to get the next numbers? No.